In the final mock exam before the college entrance exam, I once again ranked first in the school. My homeroom teacher, beaming with satisfaction, praised me as top-tier material for Tsinghua and Peking University. At the same time, I saw the comment barrage: no matter how hard the supporting female lead tries, it's futile. When the female lead uses her cheat skill to swap scores, she'll see what a real dimensionality reduction is. After exchanging the scores, remember to swap identities too. The true heiress's group favorite script is the protagonist's destiny. I suggest the supporting female lead learn how to ride an e-scooter ASAP. She'll need it whether she ends up delivering takeout or parcels, waiting for the protagonist to pull off a triple kill, steal the scores, swap identities, and snatch the male lead. A capable and cunning female lead like this is rare. All you satisfying story lovers, don't miss it. So it turns out that the daughter of our family's nanny has bound herself to an exchange system, and her target is me. But each exchange costs 10 years of your life. Heroine, think twice. What's there to fear? The heroine is only 18. Even if she makes the exchange 3 times, based on average life expectancy, she'd still have a good 30 or 40 years to live fabulously. Exactly. Trading 30 years for being a wealthy heiress plus top scorer in the college entrance exam plus a tycoon's doting love. Totally worth it. So it turns out that every time she exchanges, she is burning her own life. Then, let her exchange as much as she wants. When the results of the 4th mock exam were announced, I ranked first in the school with a score of 728. Lin Xiaoman was 82nd in the grade. She clutched the exam paper, her eyes reddening. Wan Qing, you're first again. I really envy you for having so many tutors. For someone ordinary like me, no matter how hard I try, I just can't catch up. The next second, a few glaring lines of Danmaku flashed before my eyes. 728 points. Hilarious. Isn't that just a score bought with money? If our female lead had gone to private school since childhood and had top-tier tutors from Tsinghua and Peking University, she'd be 10 blocks ahead of this side character. There's no way the side character would still be stealing first place from her. Exactly. The female lead comes from a poor family yet still made it into the top 100. Way better than those fake straight-A students who rely on resources, waiting for the system to activate. Let the female lead swap scores with the supporting female lead, then let's see if she can still act so high and mighty. I almost laughed in disbelief. For 3 years in high school, I was always number 1. I earned it through endless late-night practice, a half-meter-high pile of error notebooks, and countless times when I pinched my own thigh to stay awake. And as for the so-called resources, didn't Lin Xiaoman use them too, using my VIP tutoring class and the top-tier teachers my father brought in from the capital? And you still can't even get close to 600 points. Every time we go over problems, the teacher only has to give me a hint and I get it, while she's still lost even after 3 explanations. Me, stealing her first place. I look up, smile slightly at Lin Xiaoman, and say, the college entrance exam hasn't happened yet. Who knows, maybe you'll end up being the top scorer. Ugh, who is this female supporting character acting so passive-aggressive? Is 728 points really that impressive? It's about to belong to the female lead soon. Quick, where's the system, and the golden finger? Hurry up and slap her face. I can't wait any longer. Just then, Lin Xiaoman's entire body stiffened, and a burst of ecstasy flashed in her eyes. A cold mechanical voice suddenly rang out. Exchange system activated. Host Lin Xiaoman, please designate your exchange target. Without any hesitation, she looked at me, a secretive smile curling at the corner of her mouth. I choose Jiang Wanqing. Oh, a swap system. Judging by the barrage of comments, is it trying to take away my college entrance exam scores? How utterly interesting. After all, I've already been admitted through early admission. The moment the class bell rang, I walked up to the podium, greeted by the astonished gazes of the entire class. Teacher, there's something I need to announce to everyone. My voice was calm, yet loud enough to silence the entire classroom. In last week's national physics competition, I won the gold medal and have already secured a recommended admission to the School of Aerospace Engineering at University A. The homeroom teacher froze for a moment, then jumped to his feet in excitement and slammed the desk. Really, although University A isn't as prestigious as Qingbei, it's still the top university in our province. I smiled slightly. Yeah, I didn't want to go too far from home, and also, I paused, my gaze sweeping over the varied expressions of the classmates below, finally landing on Lin Xiaoman's suddenly stiff face. A university's aerospace program is the strongest in the country. The classroom instantly erupted. Holy crap, direct admission, Jiang Wanqing is just too awesome. Aerospace engineering at University A has produced quite a few top-tier talents who joined the National Space Administration right after graduation. It's a pity, though. Our school has lost a potential Tsinghua or Peking University candidate. Even a top scorer prospect. Amidst all this exclamation, the barrage of comments before my eyes began flooding the screen wildly. What? The female supporting character isn't taking the college entrance exam? Then what about our female lead? Damn, rich people really know how to exploit the system. What's so great about being recommended for admission? If you've got the guts, take the exam fair and square. Don't panic. The female supporting character can't stand being provoked or looked down upon. Just wait. The first wave of the highlight confrontation between the female lead and the female supporting character is about to happen. Sure enough, the next second, Lin Xiaoman suddenly stood up. Wanqing, are you really not going to take the college entrance exam? She bit her lip, hesitating as if she had something to say but couldn't. But everyone says, true top students wouldn't stoop to taking shortcuts, right? Lin Xiaoman's fingers clenched tightly around the physics test paper with a score of 78, her knuckles turning white, her eyes reddened on the verge of tears, yet her voice rose deliberately by an octave. Wanqing, are you really going to back out at the last moment? We've studied hard for 12 years. Isn't it to compete head-to-head in the college entrance exam? A few students in the back rows began whispering among themselves. Lin Xiaoman does have a point. What Jiang Wanqing did was really unfair. Isn't she just messing with everyone's mindset? Exactly, getting early admission doesn't make her a hero. Seeing this, Lin Xiaoman immediately pressed her advantage. Or perhaps, you're afraid. She suddenly had an epiphany. Right, after all, mock exams aren't the real college entrance exam. It wouldn't be impossible for some people to get the test questions in advance through family connections. The homeroom teacher slammed the desk in anger. Lin Xiaoman, do you know that spreading rumors carries legal liability? The barrage, however, went wild with excitement. Ah, the heroine is such a pro. This reverse psychology move is flawless. LMAO, a recommended student afraid to take the college entrance exam. How embarrassing. If the rivals got real talent, she should take up the challenge, agree to take the exam. Otherwise, how's the heroine supposed to use her golden finger? My gaze slowly swept across the classroom. The study monitor, who had once borrowed my notes, was now avoiding my eyes. A few guys in the back row wore expressions of eager anticipation, and even the homeroom teacher stood at the podium, hesitating to speak. Seeing this, Lin Xiaoman's voice grew even sweeter. Wanqing, I believe you've already realized your mistake. It's okay. After all, preparing for the competition while also getting ready for the college entrance exam is truly hard work. I suddenly smiled and stood up slowly. Lin Xiaoman, do you know what you look like right now? Her expression froze. Like a giant baby rolling on the floor of a supermarket, demanding that someone buy you candy. I was doing practice problems at 3 a.m. while you were sleeping. I was training for competitions while you were faking sick notes. Now that I've traded my gold medal for a direct admission, you have the nerve to guilt-trip me here. If you're so capable, go win a gold medal yourself. The air in the classroom seemed to freeze, as if finally registering what was said. Everyone furrowed their brows and looked at Lin Xiaoman. A few classmates who were close to me huddled together and whispered, what does Lin Xiaoman mean? How is being recommended for admission a shortcut? Exactly, getting recommended for admission is a testament to her ability. Lin Xiaoman was crying and making a scene, and the moment she opened her mouth, she was slandering others. How ridiculous. The barrage immediately erupted into chaos. Oh no, what do we do? It seems taunting the female lead doesn't work on her. This female supporting character isn't following the script. On the way home from school, Lin Xiaoman followed close behind me, her voice as syrupy as ever. Wanqing, have you really made up your mind? A university is good, but the college entrance exam is a major life event after all. I walked on without looking back, too lazy to respond. What if you regret it later? She quickened her pace to walk beside me, her eyes flickering. I paused, turned to look at her, and smirked. What? You want me to take the college entrance exam? Her expression froze for a moment, then she put on a pitiful look. I'm just worried about you. Oh, I responded coldly and turned to leave. In the following days, Lin Xiaoman repeatedly confirmed with me whether I was really recommended for admission to University A and wouldn't be taking the college entrance exam, and I completely gave up. No more practice tests, no more studying. Every day I was either playing games or binge-watching shows. Finally, after I directly applied to the homeroom teacher for home study and stopped going to school. Altogether, Lin Xiaomen seemed to have made up her mind. Sigh, the female lead, why doesn't she persuade anymore? If it really comes down to it, just tie the female supporting character to the exam hall. I don't believe she won't take the test. The person above still doesn't get it, do they? If the college entrance exam scores are swapped, even if the female supporting character gets a 0, she still has University A to go to. The female lead is such a power player, going straight for the kill by making the rival lose both her college entrance exam scores and her recommendation for admission. In the end, she had no school to attend, was abandoned by her parents, fell into depression, and committed suicide. Although this subplot is satisfying, I'd rather see the female lead become the top scorer in the college entrance exam and reunite with her wealthy biological parents. I stared at the bullet comments in shock. So there's also a switched at birth storyline, who knows where. The female supporting character got the recommendation for guaranteed admission. The female lead is having such a hard time. We must make the female supporting character's parents completely disappointed in her. The female lead can only be recognized as the one and only true heiress after switching identities. Last cycle was so disgusting, even after the female supporting character was proven to be a fake heiress. The Jiang family still called them twins to the public and doted on her. Just the same, my fingers dig deep into my palms, a cold fury churning in my chest. What Lin Xiaomen wanted was never just about the grades, but my entire life. Sure enough, with the spoilers from the bullet screen comments, Lin Xiaomen firmly told the system that she wanted to swap for my guaranteed admission to a university. The next second, a cold, mechanical voice exploded in the air. Ding. Host command detected. Exchange target. Jiang Wanqing's guaranteed admission to University A. Exchange successful. Cost, 10 years of the host's lifespan. Lin Xiaomen's eyes snapped open. What? 10 years of my life? Why didn't you say so earlier? This time, the system's mechanical voice carried an unexpected hint of emotion. Everything in the universe follows the conservation of energy. Making a wish naturally comes with a price. Did you think we were a charity? Lin Xiaomen instantly exploded, stomping and screaming like a tantrum-throwing child. I don't care, this is fraud. I want to file a complaint. System, okay, canceling the exchange, unbinding system. Lin Xiaomen panicked. No, 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 I was wrong. I'll make the exchange. I'll do it. Alright. Holy crap, this system is way too messed up. What's there to be afraid of? The female lead is only 18, even if she swaps 3 times, based on average life expectancy, she can still live it up for another 30 or 40 years. Exactly. Swapping 30 years for being a rich heiress plus top scorer in the college entrance exams plus a doting tycoon's love is a hell of a deal. Lin Xiaomen bit her fingernails, her eyes darting around, then suddenly broke into a smug grin. Come to think of it, it's really worth it. Worth it. I looked down at the chat log with the admissions office of University A from half an hour ago. Me, Professor, I've made up my mind. I'd like to change my guaranteed admission major from aerospace engineering to thermal and power engineering. Admissions office, are you sure? Student, this major is typically filled by students who were assigned through the adjustment process. Me, I'm sure. Admissions office, alright, it's been changed. The teacher across from me clearly had no words, and even gave me a look that seemed to hold back 1,000 things to say. Thermal energy and power engineering was a major that few people at University A were familiar with. The coursework was tedious, and career prospects were narrow. Teachers on campus even jokingly called it boiler stoking. And now, it belonged to Lin Xiaomen. Starting that day, Lin Xiaomen stopped going to school. Her mother was the maid in our house. Back then, my parents kindly took them in and let her stay in the guest room of the villa because they were living in difficult circumstances. Lin Xiaomen, on the contrary, had no sense of living on someone else's charity. She wandered around the villa all day, her eyes glued to me. In the afternoon, I leaned lazily on the sofa, drowsy and half asleep. Lin Xiaomen appeared behind me at some point and raised her voice in feigned surprise. Oh my god. Wanqing, you didn't stay up all night playing games, did you? She leaned in, squinting at the 0 to 10 score on my phone, her eyes curving into crescent moons. Oh dear, on a losing streak. I ignored Lin Xiaomen, but she wouldn't let it go. But that's true, anyway, since you've already been admitted through early admission, you can do whatever you want. She suddenly lowered her voice, as if she was worried about me. Sis, if you keep slacking off like this, don't let a university rescind your admission. Her tone rose at the end, carrying obvious gloating. I slowly sat up straight. Xiaomen, I looked at her and suddenly smiled. so concerned about me, why don't you go and show some concern for your own mother? I tilted my head, speaking in a light tone. Auntie Wong went to work her part-time shift at the barbecue place again last night. Looks like she didn't get back until 3 a.m. Just saving up to buy you that haute couture dress you wanted, so isn't this the classic case of no princess birth but all princess disease? Lin Xiaoman's expression twisted instantly. Fuck, that female side character is so vicious with her words. She's living a life of luxury herself. What gives her the right to mock our female lead? LMAO, serves that poor mom right, can't give her daughter a good life herself, and on top of that, she drags the female lead down, forcing her to live under someone else's roof. People like that at the bottom of the pile don't deserve to have kids. Exactly, if she hadn't shamelessly begged the Jiang family to take them in back then, would the female lead have had to suffer so much? Once the female lead becomes the real heiress, she should send her to jail for child trafficking, make it life imprisonment at best, so she won't drag the female lead down anymore. Lin Xiaoman dug her nails into her palm, then suddenly smiled again. You're right, sis, I'll go help mom now. As she turned around, I clearly heard her gritted whisper, if only she weren't so useless, I wouldn't have to. Just wait until I become the Jiang family's true heiress. The comments in the bullet screen were really vicious, but Lin Xiaoman actually agreed with them. The bullet screen didn't Lin Xiaoman know how desperately her mother had struggled to raise her? In that mountain village where sons were preferred over daughters, a girl's fate was already sealed from birth, dropping out of school at 15 or 16, getting married off for a bride price, and being sold like livestock into another family. But Auntie Wong managed to escape with her, no matter what, leaving with nothing, penniless, and even having one leg brutally broken by her alcoholic husband with an iron rod. I still remember the first time I saw them. Aunt Wong limped along, carrying a tattered woven bag on her back. Rainwater streamed down her hair, pooling in a small puddle at her feet, but Lin Xiaoman, standing beside her, was completely dry. Later, my mother couldn't bear to see her struggle, so she hired Aunt Wong as a housemaid, paying her well above the market rate and giving her red envelopes during holidays. That was more than enough to support the two of them, but Lin Xiaoman never seemed satisfied. She envies my clothes, my jewelry, even my pens, to satisfy her. Aunt Wong works at my place during the day, then washes dishes at a barbecue restaurant at night. When she comes back late, afraid of disturbing everyone, she sleeps in the tiny storage room next to the kitchen. No one works harder than her. When it comes to ingratitude, no one surpasses Lin Xiaoman. Perhaps deeply affected by my provocation, Lin Xiaoman stayed cooped up in her room all day without showing her face, and I finally confirmed that those floating barrage comments only appear when I am near Lin Xiaoman. They pass judgment from on high, believing they know everything, but I am not a mindless NPC who can guarantee that the plot cannot be changed. In the evening, the roar of an engine echoed from outside the villa, and a sports car came to a steady stop at the entrance. The car door opened, revealing Gu Shihan, the only son of the Gu family and my childhood fiancé, brother Gu. Lin Xiaoman trotted over, her eyes strikingly bright, her fingers instinctively reaching to tug at Gu Chen's sleeve. Gu Chen frowned, sidestepped to avoid her, didn't even spare her a glance, and walked straight up to me. Ah, the male lead is so handsome. I love this cold, domineering CEO. What gives her the right? Just because she has a rich dad? Female lead, don't be sad. Once your identities are swapped, young Master Gu will have eyes only for you. Wan Qing, it's a limited edition from the Paris workshop. Only 3 exist worldwide, and I specially reserved this one for you. Gu Shihan stopped in front of me, the ice blue diamond brooch glittering brilliantly in his hand. Lin Xiaoman stood off to the side, her fingers tightly twisting the hem of her clothes. Her voice was as faint as a mosquito's hum, yet just loud enough for everyone to hear. This gift, Sister Wan Qing might not really need it, right? She cast a seemingly casual glance toward the open walk-in closet behind me, where dozens of jewelry display cases stood arrayed. After all, Sister Wan Qing isn't like me. I don't even have a decent jewelry box. Gu Shihan finally shot her a glance, then frowned as he pulled out a cheap promotional bracelet from his pocket. Here, you can have it. He tossed it casually, as if giving alms to a beggar. Lin Xiaoman, however, cherished it like a treasure and immediately put it on her wrist. Thank you, Brother Gu. I will treasure it forever. The barrage reached its climax in an instant. Girls, take a screenshot. When the head of the Gu family goes crazy over the female lead later, slap him in the face with this aloof and indifferent emoji pack, comma. Chop off those adopted daughter of the Jiang family's fingers one by one, original quote, right back at him, comma. I'm shipping it, the current young Master Gu acts all high and mighty. But he'll be begging for her forgiveness in a grand, wife-chasing crematorium, arc later. Enough with the spoilers upstairs, but thinking about how young Master Gu will go dark for the heroine later, who boy, especially that scene where he has the female rival gang raped, absolutely legendary. My pupils contracted sharply, and my fingernails dug unconsciously into my palm. Gu Shihan was still rambling to himself. Oh, right, I heard you've been recommended for admission to a university. Perfect, I'm doing my master's there too, so I can take care of you later. He deliberately emphasized the word, take care of, his eyes carrying an unsettling sense of possessiveness. Once you graduate, we'll get married, a merger between the Gu and Jiang families, a win-win. How ridiculous, but the Gu family now could barely be considered second-tier, not even measuring up to a single subsidiary of the Jiang family. Where did he get the confidence to think this was a win-win? I already know. The day of the college entrance exam is exactly my birthday. Gu Shihan suddenly leaned in close, the heavy scent of his cologne making my temples throb. It was because of this, wasn't it, that you gave up on the exam, just as you wished? I've sorted it out with my family. He lowered his voice, and the warmth of his breath nearly brushed against my face. That day, it'll be just the two of us. He rolled the last words on the tip of his tongue, as sticky and lingering as unmelted syrup. I really couldn't hold it in this time, and the corner of my mouth twitched. In my peripheral vision, Lin Xiaoman was clutching the curtain tightly, her gaze fixed on Gu Shihan as if trying to burn 2 holes through his suit. Suddenly, I felt a mischievous urge. As Gu Shihan was leaving, I stepped forward and gently ran my slender fingers along his tie. Your tie is crooked. I deliberately pitched my voice high, sweet enough to drip with honey. Gu Shihan immediately froze on the spot, the tips of his ears turning visibly red. The price I paid. The moment he stepped out the door, I bolted to the bathroom and scrubbed my hands raw. I pumped hand soap 3 times and didn't stop until my skin was nearly rubbed off. My efforts were not in vain. Late at night, Lin Xiaoman indeed couldn't resist choosing to use the system. I want to exchange for Brother Gu's affection toward Jiang Wanqing, the mechanical voice replied coldly. Exchanging requires consuming 10 years of your lifespan. Confirm. Exchange requires consuming 10 years of lifespan. Confirm. Less nonsense. Exchange now. Leaning against the door outside, I laughed silently. Idiot, the kind of goodwill that Gu Shihan has, I'd find it disgusting even if it were given to me for free. Turning back to my room, I continued playing pre-recorded game sound effects on my phone while wearing earplugs and working through practice questions. After all, I had done some self-reflection. Lin Xiaoman was right. If someone who's already been admitted through a referral program is afraid of the college entrance exam, won't people gossip about it? On the day of the exam, when I went downstairs, I ran into Aunt Lin preparing breakfast. Wanqing, heading out so early. She wiped her hands, looking somewhat surprised. I shook the elegantly wrapped gift box in my hand. It's Shihan's birthday today, and I'm planning to give him a surprise. A snicker came from the stairwell landing. Lin Xiaoman was wearing a brand new floral dress, with even the ends of her hair clearly carefully styled. I advise you not to waste your efforts. Brother Gu is not interested in seeing you today. Holy crap, the female lead looks so beautiful today. This white dress makes her look like a goddess descending to earth. The female supporting character is so shameless, trying to steal the male lead. No wonder the system screwed her over, waiting for the female lead to wipe that smug look off her face. Let her learn what it means to ask for humiliation. I ignored her and walked straight to the door. Behind me, Lin Xiaoman was still taunting. Don't say I didn't warn you when you end up humiliating yourself. The driver had been waiting for a while. Seeing me come out, he respectfully opened the car door. Miss, are we going to the Gu family's old residence? No, to No. 7 High School. I opened the gift box beside me. Inside the box, neatly arranged, were 2 B pencils, an eraser, and black ink pens. The bullet comments always say, this is a predetermined fate, but who exactly decided that fate cannot be written by one's own hand? I rubbed my admission ticket between my fingers and looked up at the sunlight outside the exam hall. By then, quite a few parents had already gathered at the school gate, quietly reminding their children to stay relaxed. At the edge of the crowd, a few travel-worn figures made my pupils contract slightly. My parents, who were supposed to be at the overseas branch office, were now holding a banner reading, wishing our daughter top marks in the college entrance exam. Dressed in suits and leather shoes, my father looked completely out of place. while my mother's high heels had even sunk into the mud of the greenbelt. They had clearly come straight from the airport. As their suitcases still stood by their feet, I nodded firmly at them and turned to walk toward the entrance of the exam hall, without those glaring Danmaku to distract me. I performed very well on the first day of the exam, even the final challenge that made the teachers frown, I solved in 2 different ways. Afraid that the exam hall was too far from home, my parents had booked a suite early on at the hotel across from the school. "Sweetie, would you like to take a bath first? I've had someone prepare lavender-scented bath salts." Dad immediately chimed in, "That's right, relax and get some rest so you can perform even better tomorrow." As he spoke, he pulled a note from the inner pocket of his suit jacket. "This is a meal plan I had a professional nutritionist put together for you. I've already told the kitchen to prepare it." I looked at them looking as if they were facing a formidable enemy, and suddenly remembered the scene from the first time I took a piano grade exam as a child. Back then they were just like this too. It was only a level 2 exam, but they were as nervous as if I were about to perform at the Vienna Golden Hall. "Mom, Dad, don't worry, when the time comes, I'll bring home a top scorer title for you." Leaning against the soft pillow in the hotel, I opened my phone. On Moments, Lin Xiaoman just updated a 9-grid photo post. At the center is a close-up of her and Gu Shihan with their fingers interlocked, captioned, "For someone's birthday." The gift they wanted turned out to be me. The other 8 photos are all luxury items Gu Shihan gave her, including that ice blue diamond brooch that should have been mine. Just then, my best friend's video call suddenly popped up. In the frame, she leaned close to the camera with a gossipy look on her face. "I didn't want to disturb your rest, but girl, I really can't hold it in anymore. Guess who I just saw at my family's hotel? Young Master Gu. He booked the presidential suite for a whole week." She winked mischievously, her red lips curling into a sly smile. "He's got quite the stamina. Been busy since noon and hasn't stepped out once. You don't regret it, do you?" I lowered my eyes and flipped through the selected college entrance exam essays in my hand, letting out a soft laugh at the words, "Regret. You know better than anyone. I've dreamed of tearing up this engagement." "Wait, that girl looks like Lin Xiaoman." I paused for a moment, then smiled even more brightly. "Remember to remind housekeeping to prepare extra bottles of disinfectant. After all, who in the whole city doesn't know that Gu Shihan is notoriously known as a party animal?" Filthy. After the college entrance exam ended, until the day I checked my results, I lived an unusually peaceful life. After all, Lin Xiaoman was busy, experiencing the joys of adulthood. With Gu Shihan, the two were inseparable, clinging to each other as if they wanted to be together every second, causing quite a stir. Word had it that Gu Shihan went on a hunger strike for 3 days at home, kneeling in the ancestral hall and shouting hoarsely, "I will marry no one but Lin Xiaoman in this lifetime." When the news reached the Jiang family, my father smashed his teacup on the spot. That very evening, Gu's parents came to our door with generous gifts to apologize. Gu's mother, her shrewd eyes darting around as she sized up our home's decor, put on a beaming smile and said, "Wan Qing, don't you worry, not just any Tom, Dick, or Harry can waltz into our Gu family. You're the only daughter-in-law we acknowledge." My mother let out a cold laugh and cut her off directly. "No need, since your son has someone else in his heart. The Jiang family will not stand in the way of young lovers. The engagement is annulled." Mother Gu's face instantly turned pale. Of course they were panicking. The Gu family had long been an empty shell, barely propped up by the lingering reputation of their ancestors. Gu Shihan was also a good-for-nothing second-generation rich kid, constantly surrounded by scandalous gossip and repeatedly photographed entering and leaving certain questionable venues. There have long been rumors in the circle that he contracted some kind of dirty disease. My parents had wanted to break off the engagement for a long time, but because Mr. Gu had once saved the life of the old matriarch of the Jiang family, that debt of gratitude